What's up, guys? Yeah, it's new. I'm just gonna hang out and read from a book because I was gonna read anyway. So I figured I'd read to you guys, and then I'll also be giving away some cool pins for you guys. So yeah, give me a second. I'll get started here. I just want to make sure the audio is good. Give me a second. I'll get started here. I just want to make sure the audio is good. Give me a second. I'll get started here. I just want to make sure the audio is good. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm messing with the audio. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm messing with the audio. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm messing with Okay. Hey, what's up, Neo? How's it going, dude? Hey, what's up, Neo? All right. All right, what's up, guys? I am just, like I said, going to be reading from a book called The Haunting of America. I got this book a long time ago when I was like 13. And hold on one second. I'm sorry. Before I get started, hold on one second. I'm going to go back to starting soon. Let me put my kids upstairs. Hold on one second. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Had to put my kids upstairs. So, like I said, just going to be reading. I planned on reading anyway, so I haven't read this book since I was like 13. So, going to read it for you guys. And I have some, you guys can see the pictures of the pins. So, I have some pins to give away to you guys as well. So, I'll be picking 4 random people out of the stream. And, yeah. So yeah, we're reading Haunting in America. I got this book when I was like 13. I read it in middle school, and then I lost it. I didn't get it again until like a couple years ago. It's like 3 or 4 years ago. What's up, Incredible Big D and Chopper? How's it going? Like I said, just going to be reading for you guys and talking with you guys. So if you guys comment and stuff, I will be talking with you guys. Kind of like a blog style, hangout style giveaway, since we will be giving away the if you guys see the werewolf and the the Dracula pins. Those pins we'll be giving away 2 of each. So we'll pick 4 random people out of chat. Thank you so much, Wrecking, for the like, bro. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, I'll be yeah, hanging out with you guys right at your bedtime, right, men? It's a good time to listen to a horror. So these are true, supposedly, from what I've heard and read online about this and read in the book. These are true accounts from different influential people over time, like George Washington, Harry Houdini, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And they are telling their accounts of different hauntings. So what's up, Shock? How's it going? So that's what this book is about. It's different hauntings from different people's perspectives, from their journals, notes, things like that they've written. And this is different accounts from different people of different hauntings in their lives. So I'm going to be reading from it. Like I said, this is mainly just to hang out, talk to you guys, answer any questions if you guys want to pop any questions off. Yeah, just hang out with you guys and read from The Haunting of America. So it is a horror/haunting book written by William J. Burns and Joel Martin. Like I said, this book came out, let me see when it came out. Came out I think it came out a long time ago. Yeah, the original copyright for this book is 2009, first edition, and this is the first edition. So, first edition, 2009. I was like, in 2009, I think I was like, I don't know. I guess I read it when I thought I read it when I was younger, but I guess I didn't, because I would have been like 18 or 19. So I guess I read this as an adult. I thought this was one I read when I was a kid, but I may be wrong. Another one I have, I'm trying to find, is called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. What's up, Roy? How's it going? And so Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is a terrifying book I read as a kid. So terrifying. What's up, something? How's it going? That they're actually, Guillermo del Toro is actually planning on making a movie out of it. So if you guys don't know what that is, look that up. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It is a terrifying book with terrifying pictures that I remember reading when I was a kid. It's been out for a long time. Now, that was out, I think, in the 90s or even 80s, late 80s. So, hey, what's up, Mr. Greedy? So that book is terrifying. But this is a cool book. If you guys haven't read it, it is really interesting. Like I said, it tells real live accounts from different people all through time of their hauntings. So, like, George Washington's in here. Yes, I'm going to read you. I wouldn't say it's a bedtime story. But yeah, these are from their journals and things like that. And like I said, I'm going to pick out 4 random people out of chat, and we're going to send you a pin. Hold on, you can see the picture of the pins on the screen, but let me find the box here. And I'll show you guys these pins. So these are really cool since it's, you know, it's the month of Halloween and everything. So we've got the werewolf here. Pretty cool. And we've got Dracula. I got these from Loot Crate. They were from one of their old boxes. Oops, sorry. Old boxes a long time ago. And these are really, really cool pins. Yeah, so we're going to give away 4 of these. They're enamel pins. They're very, very nice, heavy-duty pins. This one's heavier. The werewolf is a little bit heavier than the Dracula. It has a double back, where the Dracula only has a single back. So I'll be giving away 4 of those. 2 each of the Dracula and the werewolf. And as long as you're here, meaning as long as you're here in chat, even if you don't respond, but you're here, you've been in chat, you talk, I'm going to pick out 4 random people and send these bad boys over to you guys in the mail. Don't count you in, man. Man, I don't mind, bro. I think it's like $5 or $6, bro. It doesn't cost that much, I promise. I send stuff to overseas all the time, and it would cost me, if I send it in a normal envelope, it'll cost me like $5 or $6. So if you want one, men, you are welcome to have one. If I put your, I'm gonna put your name, all you guys' names in a little spinner, and I'll pick you all's names. So, Mr. Sum. Yeah, everybody welcome. If you guys don't know each other, check each other's channels out, guys. Hit subscribe. But I'm going to get into this reading. You may hear my kids upstairs. I locked my kids upstairs. Hey, Shady, how's it going, bro? But yeah, we are reading from The Haunting of America, a true account of different hauntings throughout time from George Washington. It says right here, it says, I'll just read the back to you. Anyone interested in ghosts, boogeyman, or anything else that goes bump in the night won't want to miss this one. In the tradition of their haunting of presidents, national best-selling authors William J. Burns, Joel Martin present The Haunting of America, from Salem witch trials to Harry Houdini, the only book to tell the story of how paranormal events influenced the United States. So, pretty cool book, guys. Pretty cool book. It's very thick. I'm going to read as much as I can. I'm probably going to do this at least once a week to twice a week if we don't get through it. I'm also looking for my scary stories to tell in the dark, so I can read you guys that as well. So, The Haunting of America by William J. Burns and Joel Martin. And I am going to read the introduction to you guys. So, what is New Age? So, in this it says, author's note, we have made every effort to present historical facts as accurately as possible. However, in the course of researching and writing, we may sometimes discover variations in details such as dates, locations, events, dialogue, and even spellings of names and places. To the best of our ability, we have consulted several authoritative references to provide the greatest historical accuracy possible. However, some variations proved unavoidable and are a reflection of incomplete, inadequate, or contradictory historical record keepings. In some instances, some names have been changed to protect privacy. However, while certain identifying characteristics have been altered, the incidents and experiences described are genuine. Where a name has been changed, we have indicated it with quotation marks. So what's up, Angel? How's it going, bro? But yeah, we're reading, guys. I'm going to pick 4 people out of chat, and you guys will win one of these cool pins. You'll either win a werewolf one or a Dracula one. You guys should see them on the screen above my video here. And yeah, so thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to read to you guys and go from there. I'm not going to read the forward or the acknowledgments, just the introduction and stuff from there. So hold on one sec, guys. I've got to make sure everything's good here and also say something to my kids. Hold on one sec. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, I can talk to my kids while also being down here since I've got a camera in the room. So, The Haunting of America. Introduction. What is New Age? You guys quit fighting up there, or I'm going to split you up. One of you guys is going to be in one room by yourself. The other is going to be in another room. Quit fighting. Alright, guys. Introduction. What is New Age? How did it all occur? The business of human origins. Actually, you know what? The introduction, just this talks about like human origins and stuff like that. We're going to skip that. We're just going to get right into the stories. So let me skip the introduction here, and we'll get right into the stories, because that's kind of boring. The stories are what are interesting here. What's up, Drunk Gamer? How's it going, dude? I'm just here reading for you guys. If you guys are here, hey, thank you so much for subscribing. Let me fix that. My alert box needs to come down below everything else, so that should be in front there. Okay, let me fix my alert box here so you guys can see. I don't even know who subscribed. Whoever just subscribed to me, thank you so much. Sorry about that. But yeah, we're reading a book for you guys, so called The Haunting. I am literate, partially literate. Hit that like button, guys. Please hit that like button. Like I said, I mainly just do this to hang out with you guys, talk to you guys. I love tales and mysteries. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, this is like I said, it's a really, really good book, The Haunting of America. I've had this, I think, probably since 2009, since it came out. Thank you so much, Sharon. I can see my subs now. I couldn't see them before because they were where they were located on my screen, so I fixed it now. So if you sub, I'll see you. All right, guys. The first chapter is called Colonial America, the Devil in Salem. The first thing it says here is, "He who believes in the devil already belongs to him," by Thomas Mann. That's a quote from Thomas Mann. "For us believing physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only an illusion, even a stubborn one," by Albert Einstein. That's a quote from Albert Einstein. So thank you for being here, guys. Let's get started. Again, we're going to pick 4 random people out of chat and give away the pins that you see above my head here. So if you see those pins up there, there's a werewolf one and a Dracula one. Werewolf, Dracula. And you guys, 4 of you guys will get one of those pins. If you don't want one mailed to you, then you can just say pass or skip, and we'll move on to the next person. So, Kimberly here, and these are the stories, guys. These are taken out of, what's up, Sabo? How's it going? These are taken out of real stories. These are taken out of real journals, things like that. They go all the way back to the Salem witch trials and things like that. George Washington. So these are all great stories. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you so much. So Kimberly Padula awoke with a start, shaking uncontrollably. It was that dream again she'd been having since 1997, only now it was growing more intense. The faces were sharper, the smells were acrid, the details more frightening. In her vision, this bright and pretty young New York fashion designer saw herself wearing military fatigues as she grabbed and pulled people to safety in what appeared to be a site that had been struck by a bomb. As she looked around her, there were army tanks rolling through the streets, soldiers and other official personnel in blue uniforms, while planes roared through the sky above. It was just like a war scene, she recalled. You're closing your eyes for this? It looked to me like Armageddon. The dream was so real, buildings were collapsing and crumbling as if they had gone through an earthquake. They were just folding and falling, but I didn't seem to be a victim. I was helping victims. People were scared and I kept pulling them back into a bombed-out area that had already been struck. Every several weeks, the unnerving dream vision returned, sometimes even more vivid than the night before. Kimberly would wake up panting, shaking with fright, the sounds of occasional cars and trucks just below. Her window only adding to her sense of disorientation. At that time, Kimberly was living in Manhattan's Little Italy, a small enclave of narrow but crowded streets and lots of family restaurants. Her small apartment was on the second floor of an old tenement, typical of the buildings that lined the streets in this old neighborhood. Kimberly was haunted by her recurring dream. So persistent and realistic was the dream that one day she purchased a canvas bag in which she placed green army pants, shirts, boots, flashlights, and other survival gear. But yes, thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. Let me see here. Sorry. I put the bag behind my bed in the event I had to escape, although I had no conscious reason why I wanted to, she said. Kimberly's dream was especially ominous because ever since she was 3 years old, she had experienced what she called psychic feelings, an overpowering sense of intuition. But the predictions she sometimes innocently made in school were not well received by peers. "What are you, a witch?" she was often asked. The frequent taunts caused her to retreat into herself, and so she kept her psychic gifts hidden. After attending the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, Kimberly allowed her psychic sensitivity to emerge. By then, close friends were more accepting. Sometimes they believed me more than I believed myself, she admitted. By October 1999, Kimberly was convinced her recurring vision of disaster was a premonition. Not certain where to turn for advice, she asked a shaman she regarded as a father figure how he would interpret her dream. "He told me something bad would happen," she said. The shaman added, "You don't belong in New York. You are too sensitive," although outwardly Kimberly gave the appearance of being confident and in control. But thank you guys again. Hit that like button. Thank you for being here. We are reading from A Haunting of America. I'm going to read through chapters here, different ones. Like I said, some of them go back as far as the Salem witch trials, George Washington, taken from journals and things like that, and real accounts from people's experiences. So I felt physically like I was being pushed out of the city, she recalled. It was as if some bigger force was pushing me out. It was time to go. Kimberly decided to leave New York, where she'd been born and raised. She packed her belongings, sold some, and shipped the remainder to California, where she'd only visited briefly on several earlier occasions. Her choice to fly to the West Coast was based simply on the fact that a girlfriend in California invited Kimberly to live with her. Friends and colleagues were surprised that I was suddenly moving, she explained. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And they were afraid when I told them about my dreams of buildings collapsing. For some reason, the buildings looked like mirrored glass. Kimberly arrived in Los Angeles in October 1999, expecting whatever disaster she dreamed of to take place the next year, in 2000. She assumed because she was in California, the catastrophe would be an earthquake. Then, while living in Los Angeles, Kimberly had other visions in which she saw 2 tower cards, a part of the tarot deck. She paid little attention to the first dream. The second of the tower cards sent her reeling around Labor Day of 2001. "I freaked out," she said. Was an earthquake coming? Her ability as a clairvoyant or sensitive could go no farther in interpreting her persistent vision. On the morning of September 11, 2001, at about 4 a.m., Kimberly awoke suddenly with a sharp pang of anxiety. Not knowing what it meant, she uneasily returned to sleep. She learned of the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center in New York a few hours later when a neighbor banged on the door, woke her, and told Kimberly of the terrible tragedy not far from where she formerly lived and worked in Manhattan. At first, Kimberly did not recall her premonition about the terrorist disaster until a friend's phone call from New York that day reminded her. Only then did she associate her recurring dreams with the World Trade Center collapse. You should do voices for characters. Thank you so much, Drunk. I used to be a DJ back in the day, so I've got a decent talking voice. At first, she was, of course, devastated by the news of the many deaths and injuries and destruction, as all Americans were. I was also surprised. It was confirmation to me that there was something psychic to what I'd felt in dreams, she said. Asked why she thought she had premonitions about the terrorist attack, Kimberly answered, "I don't know. I don't have all the answers, although I have had many psychic dreams." Sorry, guys. My wife messaged me. Today, Kimberly lives in Los Angeles, where she has since developed a practice as a professional psychic and sensitive at the urging of friends who've benefited from her clairvoyant abilities. Kimberly Padula was not alone in experiencing premonitions about the World Trade Center assault, nor by any means was she the first to experience premonitions of disaster, either to individuals or to the collective. In fact, were Kimberly to have reported her premonitions 350 years ago in any of New England colonies, she would have been declared a witch and sentenced to burn at the stake. No, now we go back to the Salem witch trials. BJ Cal. What? No, DJ. I was a DJ. DJ. Thank you, Red Ninja. I'm just here reading to you guys from the book of The Haunting of America. Different accounts from different times of people witnessing or experiencing hauntings or other types of supernatural situations. Burner. Oh, dear God. All right, guys. Salem, it says at the top. Life in the small New England village of Salem in the Massachusetts Bay Colony as the year 1692 began was as harsh as the bitter winter winds that howled and beat against the clapboard houses. No Christmas or holiday festivities ushered in the new year because, according to strict Puritan religious belief and law, those would have been regarded as frivolous and pagan practices. Salem had been founded in 1626, only 6 years after the Pilgrims arrived to settle Plymouth, and before the Puritans set foot there in 1630. With a royal character received just a year earlier, their home in the New World was now far from England, which they had left in search of a place where they could practice their Calvinist religion as they saw fit. Away from the domination of the Church of England, with whom they'd had increasing friction, they'd grown disgusted with what they felt were church corruption and straying from the purity they'd wished to see maintained in the Anglican Church. What's up, guys? Thanks for being here. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta talk to my kids. Y'all better cut it out right now. I swear I'm gonna put you, Liam, in a room by yourself, and Lacey, you're gonna be in that room by yourself. No playing, no nothing, just sitting on your beds. Quit fighting. Sorry, my 2 and 4-year-old are fighting with each other. All right, guys, moving on. The Puritans who settled in New England had no intentions of shedding their unyielding Bible-based religion convictions, including predestination or occult fears that they tightly wrapped together as one. Democracy, as we know it, was never much of a consideration, and separation of church and state was virtually non-existent. They were locked in a theocracy in which religious beliefs often influenced civil and political decisions. As God-fearing Christians, the Puritans saw the devil as their archenemy, whom they needed to be ever vigilant against, for Satan always lurked, ready to strike anywhere at any time, for the Puritans feared and superstition held a firm grip. Thank you guys for being here. She's a witch. Thank you for being here, guys. Please hit that like button. Please hang out. We're going to be choosing 4 people out of chat to give away the pins that are above me right here. So you could get a werewolf or a Dracula pin. But thank you guys for being here. What's up, Jason? I'm here reading The Haunting of America. Right now we're talking about the Salem witch trials. These are different people's hauntings and supernatural experiences from journals and things like that throughout time. So here we go. Life in Salem, as in other Puritan communities, was never easy. Hard work and prayer consumed most of one's time. There was a genuine dread of insufficient crops and food supplies, illness and epidemics, notably smallpox and infections, Indian attacks, as well as frequent squabbles and disputes between neighbors. For many of the religious and superstitious, the wrath of God was deemed responsible for nearly anything that went amiss, from inclement weather to the miseries of disease. Perhaps God-fearing Puritans needed to be more prayerful to improve their fortunes, went the thinking of that time. Underlying many of the Puritans' problems was a feeling of helplessness and terror of the unknown. That uneasiness and anxiety created the perfect climate for seeking scapegoats, the eccentric, argumentative, demented, and elderly, to whom nearly any affliction could be attributed. It was convenient to accuse them of being witches or sorcerers in league with the devil and his demons, even if it was irrational. There was no room for dissent. Two well-known instances of voices that spoke up in the opposition of Puritan rigidity were the theologian Roger Williams and Anne Hutchinson, a courageous woman whose opinions resulted in her being banished from Boston in 1638. She then moved to Rhode Island, founded by Williams 2 years earlier. Her strange opinions were not welcomed in the Massachusetts colony, she was told. Oh, yeah, I love the Goosebumps books. I read every Goosebumps book. What's up, Jason? How's it going? What's up, everybody? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We're reading, again, The Haunting of America. Moving on through the Salem witch trials right now we're talking about. While the adults in Puritan communities faced both imagined and genuine stresses, girls and boys were permitted few, if any, joys or freedoms associated with childhood. Youngsters were to be seen and not heard, obedient and industrious and prayerful. Boys were taught the skills they would ultimately need as adults: hunting, farming, and building. They learned to read and write so they could comprehend the Bible, the holy word of God. Girls, on the other hand, were not required to be literate. It was sufficient for them to learn sewing, cooking, and other domestic skills. Little else broke up the monotony of their days and nights. Nathaniel Hawthorne later wrote in The Scarlet Letter that Puritan children was grim. Yeah, if any of you guys have read The Scarlet Letter, great book. Also, have you ever thought about beasts of myth like gargoyles and their legends? Yes, guys, talk about horror stuff. That's what this is all about. Let's talk about the creepy stuff that we will be seeing and hearing and reading and experiencing if we go to haunted houses over the next month, because that's what this is all about. Let's read and enjoy and talk about all the creepy stuff that goes bump in the night. And again, guys, if you are just coming into the chat, we are giving away a Dracula and a werewolf pin. You can see them above us. Two each of the Dracula, two of the Dracula, two of the werewolf will be given away to random people in chat. So I may just close my eyes, point at chat, and whoever I'm pointing at will get a pin. That'll be fun. It'll be a lot easier than having to put all your names in some kind of drawing. Hope everyone has been good. We have been, Red Ninja. And again, guys, if you don't know anybody in chat, say what's up. Welcome them to chat. Go hit subscribe, like on one of their videos. Just hang out. Enjoy yourself, guys. Not surprisingly, the tedious lives of Puritan children encouraged boredom, especially during the long and dreary winters. In turn, the tedium led to mischief that was responsible for America's first major paranormal incident, the witchcraft hysteria of 1692. It was begun by several young girls in a Salem village, whose apparently innocent curiosity about the occult spun wildly out of control. The belief in witches who could carry out Satan's evil deeds was as real to the Puritans as the constant threat from the devil himself. The Bible admonished, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live," and the Puritans took the words literally. In England, witchcraft had been a crime punishable by death since 1542. By 1647, witchcraft was against the law in the New England colonies of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and the Connecticut, where there were witchcraft outbreaks at various times. A witch's spell cast on livestock might take an animal ill or die. Witches in the league with the devil even had the power to deform or kill newborn babies, according to Puritan conviction. Ignoring high infant mortality rates and inappropriate look, pointed finger, or imprudent word might be construed as evil curse. I hope you guys are all doing good. Thank you for being here, Vanessa. She's one of my mods. Min's one of my mods. Guys, thank you so much for being here, hanging out. I'm just reading from A Haunting in America. We're hanging out with you guys, talking, enjoying some time together. If you guys will hit that like button, I'd super appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions as I'm reading, feel free to ask. Everybody go check out each other's channels, and again, just hang out and enjoy the day. In 1655, Anne Hibbins, a quarrelsome Boston widow, seemed to know that two women were talking about her. Perhaps she had overheard them, or she had a degree of genuine psychic or intuitive ability. Whatever the explanation, the women were certain that Miss Hibbins' prescience represented something occult and, therefore, dangerous. She was charged with witchcraft, tried, found guilty, and hanged the next year. In Hartford, Connecticut, in 1662, a woman named Anne Cole suffered strange fits marked by wild behavior. A minister who observed her wrote that Cole's bodily motions were extremely violent. Cole also confessed she heard strange voices, a phenomenon that in the 17th century was evidence of evil or demonic spirits at work. Today, of course, she would have been given psychiatric treatment, but in the words of her day, she did have familiarity with the devil. Another accused in Hartford, an elderly and uneducated woman named Rebecca Greensmith, confessed to her acquaintance with the devil and acknowledged that he used my body. Her description of sexual intercourse with the devil was not unusual in the European history of witchcraft. However, her story is rare among New England accounts. accounts. The sexual aspects of witchcraft centuries ago were common, especially among those classified as hysterics. What is involved is apparently an erotic fit in which the woman actually goes through the motions of copulation and achieves an orgasm. Similar fits have been observed in the mental patients in the 20th century. Author Chadwick Hansen wrote in Witchcraft in Salem. Hold on one sec, guys. Gotta deal with my kids again. Sit on your beds, both of you, or I'm gonna come up there. Both of you get on your beds. I'm tired of this. Then quit fighting. If you don't want to sit on your bed, quit fighting. I don't care. Play with something else or quit fighting. Sorry, guys. Dealing with my 2- and 4-year-old. They're fighting over something. All right, moving on. Thanks, Sam, to you. Hi, Jason. How are you? Angel Sword. What's up, Princess? How's it going? Sitting here reading from The Haunting of America. It is a story of many different accounts, from George Washington to all types of other people of different paranormal and witchcraft style, horror style hauntings, and things like that. So, found guilty of witchcraft, both Rebecca and her husband Nathaniel Greensmith went to the gallows in 1663. An ignominious year in the history of New England witchcraft. An ignominious year in the history of New England witchcraft, for there were flare-ups of witch hysteria in several communities. The worst, an outburst that sent panic through Hartford, Connecticut. Sounds interesting. Yes, very interesting. Hey, what's up, Neil? How's it going, bro? What was unique about Salem Village to bring the devil there? For one thing, unlike larger towns such as Boston, which had grown more sophisticated, Salem Village did not have a cosmopolitan or well-educated citizenry, even though it was only about 30 miles north of Boston. Salem Village must also be distinguished from nearby Salem Town, a more tolerant environment. Salem Village, now called Danvers, was in one historian's words a backwater. This small rural community, with an adult population at the time of 215, was beset by friction and quarrels between various factions, fomenting enough hostility and jealousy for it to become the perfect place to incubate a witchcraft outbreak. The Salem witch hysteria, as it came to be called, began ironically in the home of the Reverend Samuel Parris. He'd been a pastor of the Salem Village Church only since 1689, and although relatively inexperienced, was considered as pious and strict as any Puritan minister could be, and in 1692 would prove to be a year unlike any he could have imagined in his worst nightmares. You had to be crazy back then, knowing if you said some weird, you would most likely be killed. Yeah, unfortunately, back in the old days, what was terrifying is if, say, you had like schizophrenia, or even some fits of autism, things like that, you could be seen as somebody with witchcraft, or was a witch. Sorry, not with witchcraft. Or was a witch or warlock, and practicing the dark arts because you were having these type of fits. There was all types of diseases and things like that back then that people could see as witchcraft because they didn't know what it was. So yeah, just Mr. DJ Cal. No, you're good. So yeah. It was crazy back then. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So in the Parris household lived the Reverend, his wife, their 9-year-old daughter Elizabeth, and their 11-year-old niece Abigail Williams, and Tituba, her husband John Indian, a West Indian slave couple. The Parris home served as the local parsonage. Elizabeth and Abigail had been fully indoctrined in the Puritan faith and its fear of the devil, demons, and witches. Sorry, guys. How could it be otherwise in such a religious home? The girls were often left in the care of Tituba, and with idle time on their hands and owning young restless minds, the children were eager to hear the tales Tituba told of her culture, so vastly different and unimaginable from their limited Puritan world. West Indian traditions held belief in voodoo, ghosts, necromancy, and magic, all anathema to Calvinist or Puritan tenets. Tituba's skills, other than as a domestic servant, included fortune-telling, sorcery, and palmistry. So in secret, Elizabeth and her cousin Abigail huddled in the kitchen of the Parris residence near the hearth, where Tituba would enthrall them with tales of supernatural and occult. She told with such an intensity that the children found them exciting, perhaps all the more so because they were forbidden. Yes, Sharon. Did I project in English 3 on this book? And man, this book was crazy. I love the movie. There's a movie on this, Neo? What the freak? I didn't. There's really a movie on this? What's it called? I need to know. I would love to see a movie based on this. Neo, can you pop in the chat? Guys, can you allow Neo to pop in the chat a link? I don't know if my mods can do that or not. But if you will try to post the link in chat, and mods, if you guys see that, will you guys allow the link to the movie on IMDb or wherever? It wasn't long before other girls in the village quietly joined Elizabeth and Abigail to hear Tituba's storytelling and demonstrations of fortune-telling and palm reading. Now the children had something to look forward to that was both secret and captivating. Of course, had their parents discovered what their daughters were learning, they would have been mortified, branded Tituba's behavior as absolute heresy, and punished her severely. Sometimes Tituba's tales of the occult were tinged with evil, something that would arouse the wrath of any responsible Puritan parent. The hidden gatherings generated excitement, but also produced feelings of fright, guilt, and even sinfulness in the children who'd gone way beyond the boundaries of accepted Puritan teachings. Her stories proved difficult for naive Puritan children to safely absorb in a provincial community in which everything they learned from the young West Indian woman was a contradiction to the doctrine of home and church. But yes, Neo, if you can, I don't know if it'll let you, post a link to the IMDb for the movie, please. I'd love to check that out. I'll try to check it out if not, but that'd be great. The first sign of any serious problems occurred when Elizabeth and Abigail began displaying peculiar behavior. They gazed emptily at the ceiling above and seemed to be experiencing strange muscular contractions, twitches, and fits. What was happening? Reverend Paris and his wife, although shocked and deeply concerned, had not the slightest idea. As quickly as they could, they summoned the village doctor, William Griggs, for his advice. While Reverend and Miss Paris waited, they resorted to what were then considered traditional solutions in such situations, prayer and fasting. All right, guys, we're going to pick our first pin winner here, guys. I'm randomly going to just point at my screen, so my eyes are closed. I'm randomly pointing at my screen. Eyes are closed. All right, let's see who we got. Neo Blade. So, Neo Blade, you're our first pin winner, dude. So, Neo Blade, if you want one of the pins, you can pick the Werewolf pin or the Dracula pin. All you got to do is go on my Discord or go on any of my social and send me your address or P.O. Box, and I will ship it to you. So just let me know which one you want, Neo Blade, the Dracula or the Werewolf pin. And again, on my Discord, send me a private message. It's all that stuff is in the description. Or you can send it to me on any of my social media, which is also in the description as well. Neo Blade, are you still here, bro? Salem Witch Trials. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Neo, you here, bro? If one of my mods is able to find the link to that movie, by the way, any of my mods here, Min or Vanessa or anybody else that's here in the mod, please post a link to that movie on IMDb. I'd super appreciate it. Crucible. Oh, The Crucible. I think I've seen that movie. That sounds really familiar. He said send it to me. Is that what he said? Neo Blade, you won one of our free pins, bro. So you can pick the Dracula or the Werewolf. We have 2 of each available. And just go on my Discord or any of our social media and send me a private message on Discord. All you got to do is start typing in my name and then click on it, and it'll let you send me a private message, or go on my social media and send me the message. And and we'll ship that to you. We can ship it to a P.O. Box or wherever you want us to ship it to. So as of right now, let me know let me know which one you want, Neo Blade, via chat, and I'll hold it to the side for you here. And yeah. So, once Dr. Griggs arrived, he tried to determine the nature of the girls' distress. It was a while before he solemnly issued his disturbing conclusion. The girls, he said, had been afflicted by witchcraft. The evil hand is upon them, he stated earnestly. As troubling as the doctor's finding was, it was not unusual, one in the 17th century, when most physicians accepted witchcraft as a valid explanation for certain maladies, so it could be blamed for the girls' fits and other inexplicable symptoms. Of course, skeptics point out that in addition to misdiagnosing hysterical disorders, medical doctors of that time had limited scientific knowledge and might explain away any illness they could not understand or treat by conveniently blaming witchcraft or demonic possession. So back then, if they couldn't figure out what it was, a lot of times they would just say, hey, it's witchcraft or demonic possession. I might let someone in here have it, but thanks though. Hey, no problem. All right, so Neo has passed. So anybody else, give me a second, and I'll point again, and that'll be the next winner of the pen, and you can let me know which one you want. But I will let you know, Neo, that a lot of people have won things here. We've shipped it to them. We are a business, so you can go to our website, collectibles.com. We ship stuff to people all the time. So, but if one accepted the young Elizabeth Parris and her cousin Abigail Williams were the victims of a witch who afflicted them, then it meant that someone right there in the Salem village was working for the devil. According to popular belief, witches were nearly always women, and they were agents of the devil agreeing to carry out his evil deeds. This was the same fearful and superstitious mindset that had convulsed Europe into centuries of thousands of witches being burned and the torture of innocent people in America. Torture of innocent people. In America, as in Europe, the battle came down to God versus Satan, and the Puritan theocracy never had any doubt about whose side it was on. All right, guys. Let's see who's going to be here. Ready? I'm pointing. All right, guys. Sharon, I just pointed at your name. So if you would like a pen, just pick out a werewolf or a Dracula pen. Let me know which one you would like. And so, yeah. We got 4 of them, something. You still have a chance, brother. And if you guys are gone and I didn't pick out enough pins, I'm just going to randomly pick somebody out of chat. But yeah, Sharon, or Sharon, or is it Sharon or Sharon? I don't want to say it wrong. But you are the winner. And so if you would like a pin, just let me know, werewolf or Dracula. Go into the description, and we have a Discord and all of our social media on there. You can send us an address to ship it to, and I will ship it out tomorrow morning. And you should have it by early next week. You will get your Dracula or werewolf pin. Just let me know. And there's people that have won things from us in here, guys. Mr. Something and I think Mr. Something, and then Min. Min isn't in here right now. I think he left. He went to sleep. But Min's also won stuff from us, guys. So we will ship it to you. We own a business. We ship it to you and then destroy your address. You're not going to ever see anything else from us. So Sharon or Sharon, I don't know how you pronounce it. If you would like a pin, just type in chat which one you want, and then contact us, or you can send us a message. But type in chat which one you want so I can pull it to the side. And then via Discord, which is our little messaging app, you can see if you have a Discord, via Discord or via any social media, let us know where to ship it to. So, moving on. But caught now in the grip of fear and guilt were 2 young girls suffering from the psychological effects of witchcraft and the occult in an age when hysteria was not a well-understood medical condition. Their display of physical symptoms could only be interpreted within the limitations of Puritan thoughts and belief. Hey, what's up, Naomi? Just sitting here reading with you guys. So this is called The Haunting of America. It is a book about different hauntings, supernatural things that have been... yes, you won, Sharon. So things throughout time. And we're just sitting here reading with you guys and going to go through this book hopefully by the end of the month. And we're giving away pins as well. Sharon, is it Sharon or Sharon? Is it Sharon? I think it's Sharon. It looks like Sharon. So Sharon, if you want one of those pins, let us know in chat which one you want, either the werewolf or the Dracula. And I do have them, guys, just so you guys know I'm not lying. I've got I think 8 each of these. I ordered a bunch of them. So they are exclusive to Loot Crate. And just contact us, Sharon, but let us know in chat right here which one you want so I can put it to the side for you. And then contact us via Discord or any of our social media that's below in the description. And you would like the werewolf. All right, cool. This is a good one. It's a double back pin, so you guys can see double back. Very nice. It's from the Loot Crate DX. It's the Loot Crate exclusive. All right. Oh, I still have your address. I still have your email something. I still need to send you your winnings from the Rick and Morty giveaway. So, but welcome everybody. Everybody welcome Naomi. She's one of my mods as well. Awesome person. So, moving on, guys. Some would claim the girls were acting, but it is almost certain that Elizabeth and Abigail were highly impressionable and believed strongly in what the devil, magic, and witchcraft could do to hurt them. Thus, fright caused them to descend into a genuine state of hysteria. In addition, as news of the girl's mysterious condition galloped through the community, the affliction seemed to spread, and there were soon complaints of similar symptoms reported by the several other girls. Sherry on. Okay, Sharon. Cherry on. Cherry on. Okay, that's a cool one. As in cherry on top. Okay, cool. I said Sharon and Sharon, so I was wrong both ways. Dr. Griggs had inadvertently fanned the flames of fear when he could not provide a better medical diagnosis for Elizabeth and Abigail. His conclusion that an evil hand is on them was crystal clear. Everyone in Salem Village understood that meant the children were victims of witchcraft. One common symptom at the time was a choking sensation in the throat, wrote Chadwick Hansen. The hideous convulsive fits were thought to be the result of witches and demons wrenching the bodies of their victims in torturous postures, Hansen explained. Modern medical science recognizes convulsions as a component of the hysterical state. Senses were also affected. Difficulty seeing, hearing, speaking, lack of appetite, even memory loss were all believed to be the result of Satan's evil actions. The phenomenon of throat contractions, or globus hystericus, was also considered the work of demons to force the innocent to ingest supernatural or occult poisons. Some victims of witchcraft suffered abdominal bloating. In other instances, demons were blamed for skin eruptions or other external injuries. What caused hysterical symptoms may not have been actual witchcraft, but certainly the dread of it. What's up, Casper? How's it going? Welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. Please hit that like button. I appreciate you guys being here. We are reading from, again, The Haunting of America, from the Salem Witch Trials to Harry Houdini. It's different stories from different journals, people's accounts, things like that, of different well-known horrors and hauntings and apparitions and supernatural things. So fun book to be reading for the month of October. I found it in a box I was going through. I'm trying to find, I have another book called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Also a very terrifying book. That one's more terrifying because of the pictures. The stories were fun and scary back when I was a kid. So let me see here. The Reverend Paris had a copy of Cotton Mather's well-known book about witchcraft, memorable provinces relating to witchcraft and possessions. It was a topic New Englanders, especially Puritans, spoke about, albeit cautiously, and the Reverend Mather was to play a significant role in the Salem story. Religious leaders were highly respected and well-paid in Puritan New England, and Cotton Mather was the pride of the New England Puritanism, wrote H.W. Brands. He was the son of the well-known Reverend Increase Mather, who led Boston's Second Congregational Church and was the first president of Harvard College. Born in 1663, Cotton, a brilliant child, was only 12 years old when he attended Harvard and 22 when he was ordained. By age 25, he was minister of Boston's North Church, the largest congregation in the Massachusetts colony. It became a strong and outspoken proponent of Puritan belief and theology. During his life, Cotton Mather wrote prodigiously, publishing a remarkable 450 books and pamphlets, most about religion. Guys, hold on one second. I got to deal with my kids. Sorry. I'm just going to do this. Hold on one sec. Sorry, guys. I've got a screaming 2-year-old. Do I need to come up there? Do I need to come up there? Lacey, quit that screaming or I'm going to come up there and put you in Daddy's room by yourself. And you're going to sit on Daddy's bed by yourself. Sorry, guys. I have kids screaming. Cal, good luck. Yeah, them is worse than reading this book. Funny. All right, guys. And by the way, Cherry on, did you, like I said, just contact us via, I've got the werewolf one set to the side for you. Just contact us via any social media or our Discord. And we just need an address to ship it to, and I'll ship it out to you tomorrow morning or Monday morning at the latest. And you should have it by early mid next week, and you can add that to your Halloween stuff. Be a fun pin to wear if you wear, honestly, anything. You wear it to work or anything like that. Be a fun pin to wear for you guys. So let's go ahead and pick out pin number 2. All right, guys, I'm gonna blindly point at chat. So I've got my eyes closed. It doesn't matter if you're overseas, if you're in the United States. Now, if you're overseas, I can't guarantee you'll get it before the end of the month because I will ship it out probably today, tomorrow, or Monday. But depending on where you're at, it could take up to 30 days to get to you. But I will ship it to you if you're overseas. I do not mind. It's like $5 or $6 to ship something like that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to blindly point at chat, and you can pick between a werewolf or a Dracula pin. So, blindly pointing at chat, guys. Let me find my screen. Okay. All right, guys, I've got Potato Slayer. Potato Slayer, you are the second winner of a pin. Cool. Sounds good, Cherry on. So, Potato Slayer, you can either pick from a Dracula or a werewolf. And I will say, guys, if you guys, just because I have said I have 2 werewolves and 2 Draculas, if you are a winner and you want a werewolf and I already gave away 2, I'll give you a werewolf. I don't mind. I've got plenty of them. So Dracula or werewolf, Potato Slayer, let me know, dude. In chat here, please let me know which one you want. I'll put one aside to you. And I just came in live stream. Hey, look at you. Good job, dude. Thanks for being here. So Dracula or, oh, sorry, Dracula or werewolf, they're also above me. Right, sorry guys. Oh, over here. Yeah, they're above me. I can't point right there. So right there, guys. Dracula or werewolf. Let me know which one you want, dude. And I'll put one aside to you for you. Again, guys, if I gave away two werewolves or two Draculas and you still wanted a Dracula or werewolf, and I pick you, feel free to let me know. I don't mind giving you a werewolf. You want a werewolf? Cool, dude. Let me get one and put it to the side here for you. All right, guys. Another werewolf for Potato Slayer. So, again, guys, hold on one second, guys. I've got to go upstairs. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, guys. Literally won't take me but just a few seconds. Got to deal with my kids. Hold on one second. And I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, Dylan, this is why I decided to read instead of play a game, because it's a lot easier to just hang out with you guys. Potato Slayer. Middle of class, just popped in live stream, say hello and stuff. Randomly win something. See, that's what our chats, that's what our live streams are all about, guys. Just hanging out, winning stuff, having a good time. All right. Sorry, guys. I have to run upstairs to deal with my kids, so... Potato, if you want to, go in my description, bro, and either send me a Discord message, private Discord message, or go on any of my social media, send me a message of where you want me to ship that pin to, and I'll get it shipped to you either tomorrow or Monday. Let me get comfortable. All right. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, everybody. Again, guys, you send me my... Okay, thank you, Cherry On. Did you send me a Discord? Let me look real quick. I just want to make sure I got them. Hold on one second. Let me pull up my Discord, guys. 3 new messages. Cherry On has appeared. Did you send it to me via... Cherry On, did you send it to me via... Please read. Okay, I'm going to read. Sorry. Did you send it to me via Discord or did you send it via social media? All right, guys. Reading on. All right. Okay. In 1689, Mather published his collected findings in a book titled Memorable Province Relating to Witchcraft and Possession. This popular book focused largely on the Goodwin story and influenced the thinking of many colonists, especially in the Puritans. In Salem village, Mather's impact reinforced the belief of the occult, black magic, and witchcraft were genuine and negative intrusions into people's lives. The Reverend Samuel Paris was one of those who did not doubt the learned Cotton Mather. What else could Paris do for his young daughter and niece now except pray for them? He summoned several other ministers, and they also offered sincere and fervent supplication for the afflicted girls. But Elizabeth and Abigail seemed to worsen. Their convulsions grew more intense. The girls' bodies became oddly contorted, then stiffened. Their breathing was labored, and they cried loudly, complaining of sudden pains. Anyone who saw their torment had no doubt they were observing witchcraft at work. The devil and his handmaidens were obviously busy in Salem, adding another alarm to an already stressed community. Discord private message. I don't have here. I'm just gonna do this. Start one here. Oh, I got it there. Okay, I had to send you a message for it to pop up. Cherry on. So I do have it now. Again, Potato, just shoot me a Discord message or a social media message, and we'll get you that shipped out to you, buddy. There was an important and obvious question that had to be addressed if the devil was to be confronted and thwarted. Who was working for Satan right there in the Salem village? In other words, who bewitched Elizabeth and Abigail? Whoever it was, that person had to be caught and stopped. According to 17th century views of the supernatural and occult, evil entities from the spirit world were invisible to the innocent. However, those who were bewitched could see who afflicted them. To everyone else, the specters, as they were commonly called, were not visible to the naked eye, so the girls were prodded to identify their attackers. The question of who the witches were in Salem village was terrifying, for the good and pious citizens might be in grave danger from the devil's agents right in their own community. But the girls were at loss for an explanation, for they were honestly unable to identify anyone, since they were likely reacting to their fears of the occult, not to any particular individual. Unfortunately, village leaders and the clergy could not allow the situation to continue without finding someone to blame. One village resident, Miss Mary Sibley, a true Puritan busybody, and author Alice Dickinson's words, decided she'd get to the bottom of the problem. Sibley had apparently located an old recipe that was able to force someone afflicted by witchcraft to identify the sorceress. It was called a witch cake, and Miss Sibley gave the ingredients to Tituba for her to create the concoction. It was to be made of rye meal mixed with the children's urine. Sounds delicious. Texted you on Insta. Cool. All right, Potato. I will check. I think I just got it. I just heard my phone go off. Let me see. Yeah. Hey, it's me, Potato. Yep, I got you. I got you there. Just send it to me there, Potato, and I'll get that shipped out to you. Like I said, by tomorrow or Monday at the latest. So, guys, give me about 5 to 10 more minutes, and I will pick another winner of a pen. All right. When Reverend Paris discovered Sibley's plan, he declared fervently that a witch cake was a form of magical potion. It is going to the devil for help against the devil, he reprimanded. The devil has been raised among us, and his rage is vehement and terrible. Now the children grew increasingly frightened and agitated, for they were in a position where someone had to be identified as a witch if they were to obey their elders, who could be quite intimidating and punishing. So the girls accused not one, but 3 local women as those responsible for their suffering. They were Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba. Why had Elizabeth and Abigail named these 3 individuals? Anyone who lived in Salem at the time understood. Sarah Good was poor and disheveled, a rather crude woman who had no real home to call her own, but instead roamed through the streets begging for refuge for herself and her children. To other villagers she was considered unsightly and of poor breeding and reputation. On the other hand, Sarah Osborne's pedigree was not in question, but nonetheless she was looked upon with disapproval because she had stopped attending church. Accusing Tituba, of course, was easy to explain. The stories of the occult, supernatural, and magic had, after all, begun with her. To make matters worse, she was a woman of color and a slave from the West Indies. Sufficient reasons to cast suspicion on her and a white Puritan, backwoods New England community. That is real and not to be messed with. Great book. Thank you, Jason. Thinking about witchcraft and demon activity. That stuff creeps me out, but I grew up with a mother who deeply believes in it. Real quick, guys, I'll tell you a story. This is a real story, and it's creepy as all hell. So I went to church in a place called Wagner, Oklahoma. And my youth pastors, the sweetest people, Mike and Kathy, were super, super awesome people. They were super involved in all the youth's lives and things like that. But while they were our youth pastors in Wagner, they moved from their house that they were living in into a new house out at a place called Rocky Point. It was like kind of a lot of older houses, things like that. Thank you, Vanessa. And so they moved there, And this is just based off their account, what I heard as a like 9-year-old boy that they had told us one night. But they moved into this new house, and one night they come home, and their daughter, I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but their daughter is feeling really sick. She's feverish and things like that. And so Kathy, the mother, lays her down for bed and starts praying over her. So, of course, Christian people start praying over her super, super strong, because Kathy was very, very, very strong Christian woman, starts praying over her daughter. She had a temperature of like 103 or 104 or something like that. They were thinking about taking her to the hospital. So she starts praying over her, and all of a sudden, she said, the whole house became like super, super like dark, super, super still, she said it was just a feeling that everybody in the house could feel. And she said she starts praying over, and she started saying, "Get out of our house, get out of our house," because she could feel that there was something there. Started saying, "Get out of our house." And she said she could hear something run down their stairs from upstairs and slam through the front door. Just heard a loud bang in the front by the front door. And she said it was like the creepiest thing they've ever experienced in their whole life. But this is a true account from two people that I trusted, that were very, very respected people at our church. And I mean, they were like in their probably late 20s or early 30s when they told us this story. But creeped me out. Oh my God. When I was like 8 years old, I watched Freddy Krueger. And after hearing that story and watching that, man, I was just terrified. There's a scene in Freddy Krueger where he's like, the Freddy Krueger movie, where he's in the girl's in the hospital, and he like, she goes to sleep, and he like drags her up the wall with his claws in a dream. I had nightmares for weeks. And so my mom had to go to the church and talk to Mike and Kathy and tell them to quit telling these stories to kids, because nightmares. So that was a funny thing, but also terrifying to me as a child. I had something when and I still have them every once in a while. They're called waking nightmares, where I'm awake, but I see things that you would see in a nightmare, in a dream. So they're like waking nightmares. So I'm awake, like I can hear people around me, I can hear what's going on, but I'm asleep still. And so I've had those since I was like 7 or 8 years old. So something terrifying about me to know. Yes. No, Naomi, you're fine. It is totally fine to give your opinions. Opinions are totally fine. It's that VR. It's that VR, bro. No, this has been happening since I was like 7 years old. I've had waking nightmares. So, it's like I said, when you wake up and you see things that you would see in a dream. So, all kinds of different things I could tell you I've seen while also being awake, while also, knowing what else is going on around me. So I'm still in a dream state, but I also know I can also see what else is going on around me. So if my wife was in the room, I would wake up and see her, but I'd also be telling her about what's going on in my nightmare. So it's a terrifying thing I've had since I was a kid. It's not as bad now as an adult. When I was a kid, I'd have them all the time. But I've had that since I was like 7 or 8 years old. So terrifying thing to know about me. But I've got some crazy stuff that's happened in my life. But that's one thing that I've always had since I was a kid. That was terrible. So. All right, moving on in this wonderful book. So, let me see, which cake, blah, 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 West Indies. Okay, warrants were soon issued for the arrest of the 3 unfortunate women on February 29, 1692, and they were ordered to present themselves before the local magistrates the next day to face allegations of witchcraft against Elizabeth Abigail and 2 other girls who had been part of the group around Tituba. Meanwhile, Reverend and Miss Paris, frantic at the turn of events, moved Elizabeth from Salem to live elsewhere with family friends. But his niece Abigail and 8 other afflicted girls, as they were commonly called, stayed in Salem village. One of the girls was 12-year-old Ann Putnam, from a well-to-do Salem family. Another of the afflicted was 17-year-old Mercy Lewis, the Putnams' high-strung servant. Mary Warren was 20 and a servant for John Proctor family. Elizabeth Booth, an 8-year-old Salem girl, lived near the Proctors. Another of the afflicted was 20-year-old Sarah Churchill, servant to George Jacobs' family. There was 17-year-old Elizabeth Hubbard, the niece of Dr. Griggs' wife. Susan Sheldon was 18 and lived in Salem Village, and the 17-year-old Mary Walcott's father was the parish deacon. Greedy. Quick, somebody put that straitjacket on him. No, guys, I don't have schizophrenia. It's a real thing called waking nightmares that really have happened since I was 7 years old. Schizophrenia is something you see while lucid and around, but that's not something I've ever had. So, is it weird that you sound better than my teachers when they're reading? Thank you, Potato. Like I said, I was a DJ for years, I used to DJ weddings and things like that and events. So I was always picked on when I was a kid to read for class. So once dreamed my body and soul splitted, and I could see my body laying there, and a touch of strange light gave me a sight that I want to forget. That's crazy. Like I said, there's some strange things that have happened in my life, good ones and bad ones. And so I want something to know about me. When I was almost 7, 8 years old, I drowned. We were at the lake, and my brother and step siblings were fishing on a dock. So like, here's the dock. Okay, here's the dock. We'll just say here's the dock, and then the lake went around. Oh, sorry, around the dock area. So the dock was here, and the lake was around it. And I, instead of trying to walk around to the dock, decided I wanted to walk through the lake because I had my swimming trunks on, and it was like an 8-foot drop off, and I dropped straight down into the water. I didn't know how to swim very well, and went under the water, sucked up a bunch of water and dirt and mud and all the other stuff since it's a lake. And some people that were swimming nearby saw me go under and started screaming and yelling. And so they started swimming towards me as fast as possible. My mother and my stepdad, Woody, were on the bank not too far away and ran towards me and pulled me up out of the water, gave me mouth-to-mouth and all that. So that was a terrifying thing that I experienced when I was a kid and may have contributed to maybe my waking nightmares. I don't know. But what's up, Pineapple? How's it going? Thanks for being here. Skeptics. Yeah, there's plenty of skeptics out there, guys. DJ Cal in the house. And so yeah, something neat to know about me is I did drown, go under, and had to be resuscitated when I was about 7 or 8 years old. So I actually have a, not like fear, but I hate swimming. I hate being in large areas of water. You can ask my wife. I never swim. I never like to swim. I don't like to swim in pools. I don't like to swim in lakes. Nothing since I was a kid. And so I do not swim at all. We went to the ocean in California, and all I did was step in the water. Like, I did not go swimming in the ocean or anything like that while everybody else was swimming in the ocean. So I've always had an issue with big areas of water since I was a kid. You have the same Batman shirt? Yes, this Batman shirt is awesome. I also have a Superman shirt just like this. So has all different kinds of fun words and shows Batman there. So sorry, guys. I had to find where I was here. Sorry. Okay. The book closed on me. Okay, here we go. Salem Village did not have an official courthouse when the legal problems began its onerous grind against the accused, so Ingersoll's Tavern was designated as the place where the alleged witches would be officially questioned by 2 magistrates. Salem Village had never known such turmoil and commotion. Most hardworking Puritans put aside their labors for the day to gather at the tavern. Men, women, children created such a large crush of spectators that the inquiry was forced to move to the village meeting house, where the accused would be interrogated by 2 judges, John Hathorne and Jonathan Corwin, where there were no female judges in the 17th century. Hawthorne took the lead in questioning the unfortunate Sarah Good, and it quickly became apparent that he was not neutral in the inquiry. He had no doubts about witchcraft's dangers, and his tone suggested that he already believed Sarah Good was guilty. All that remained was to force a confession from her. Sarah Good, what evil spirit have you familiarity with? Hawthorne asked pointedly. None, she answered. Have you no contract with the devil? No, Sarah Good replied. Why do you hurt these children? He inquired. I do not hurt them. I scorn it, she answered. Who do you employ, then, to do it? I employ nobody, she said. What creature do you employ, then? The judge persisted. No creature, but I am falsely accused, Good answered. The alleged victims, the bewitched girls, were present, and now it was their turn to be questioned. Hawthorne asked them if Sarah Good was the one who caused their suffering. Yes, they answered. It was she. Then suddenly they fell into a succession of convulsions and screamed that they were in pain. Judge Hawthorne, who'd watched the outburst, intently asked, Sarah Good, do you not see now what you've done? Why do you not tell us the truth? Why do you torment these poor children? Just so you guys know, these are real accounts of real things that really happened based off books, people being there, things like that. So, so calming. Thank you, Cherry On. I appreciate it. But Miss Good did not waver in the face of the accusatory nature of the question or the girl's fits. She repeated she had nothing to do with their affliction, but she did not hesitate to blame Sarah Osborne. Apparently, Sarah Good was an unsympathetic presence. In the official record of the proceedings, the clerk who transcribed her testimony indicated that her answers were in a very wicked, spiteful manner, and included abusive words and many lies. And the court transcript also noted that even Sarah Good's husband said that he was afraid that she was either a witch or would be one very quickly. Thank you, Cherry On. Bye, Pineapple. See you later, Pineapple. Thank you for being here. Next to be examined was Sarah Osborne, who also pleaded innocence to the accusations. But in insisting she was not guilty, Osborne allowed that it might have been her specter that was responsible for the bewitching, or perhaps the devil had disguised himself to look like her, although she had no contact whatsoever with the evil one. When it was Tituba's turn to be questioned, she at first maintained her innocence, then changed her testimony and admitted she had contact with Satan. "The devil came to me and bid me to serve him," she announced to the court. She explained how, in exchange for her loyalty, the devil vowed to bestow her with splendid possessions. Tituba also acknowledged that she had signed the devil's book, red like blood. Then she implicated both Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne, claiming they also among others had made their marks in his book. So terrifying, guys. This is actual real account. Something of really... Thanks, Greedy. I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the nice comments. You're awesome. 4 women sometimes hurt the children. Goody Osborne and Sarah Good. I do not know who the others were. Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne would have me hurt the children, but I would not, Tituba explained. She went on to describe the specter of a tall man dressed in black. According to Tituba, the man told her he'd injure her unless she agreed to afflict the girls. Once the specter commanded, "Kill the children," the apparition was also adept in shape-shifting. It could change shape from a man to a dog or even a hog. A yellow bird accompanied the specter, Tituba added. As well, Sarah Good had a yellow bird that acted as her familiar. Sarah Osborne's familiars were a yellow dog and a thing with a head like a woman, with 2 legs and wings. There was yet another demonic entity, a being that walked erect, covered in hair, and perhaps 2 or 3 feet in height. There were also specters of red and black rats that beckoned her. Serve me. All right, guys. Take care, Pineapple. Not sure about everyone. Later, Greedy. Potato, I supported you. Well, I'm subbed to you, Jimmy. Hey. So rude. Everyone in chat right now, I think I'm subscribed to. Thank you, Potato. Hey, what's up, Vapor? I didn't even see you in here, man. Thanks for being here, dude. I'm just reading it, guys. Guys, this is my chance to hang out with you guys. Read something creepy from for the month of Halloween. I decided I was going to read instead of try to play a game, because every time I try to play a game, my kids act crazy. At least with this, I can take a break, go deal with them if I need to, and come back. So... hold on one second, guys. We're going to do another. I've decided I'm going to give away 6 pins. I'd only said 4, but I've got like 10 of them, so we're going to give away 6 pins, guys. So I've given away 2 so far. So far, 2 people have won the werewolf pins. Now, if I run out of one, I'm sorry. But yeah, so time to point. Eyes closed. Time to point and pick another person for a pin. Again, if you win, you don't want it, just say so in chat. If you win and you want a Dracula, say Dracula. If you want a werewolf, say werewolf. And then all you got to do, guys, is go in the description, go to my Discord, or go to my my social media, send me a message of where to ship the pin, and I will ship it by Monday morning at the latest. So hold on one sec, guys. Eyes closed, finger moving, and I've got one. Mr. Something Basic. Mr. Something Basic, you are the winner of the 3rd pin. Obviously, you know what you're doing because there's like a majillion chats here of Mr. Something Basic. So congratulations, Mr. Something Basic. You are the 3rd winner of a pin. So let me know whether you want a werewolf or a Dracula, and I will put one to the side for you. Again, we still have 3 more pins to give away, guys, so don't... And if you already won, you cannot win again. So we'll pick somebody else for you guys. So Mr. Something Basic, let me know which pin you want, dude, and I will put it here with your other stuff that you've won. He won our Rick and Morty giveaway when we were doing our Rick and Morty. He actually didn't win. Somebody else won, but they said they didn't want it, and so we spun again, and he was the 2nd one. You'll take whatever's left over in the end. You sure, dude? You don't want a Dracula or a werewolf? I've got plenty of both. So like I said, you guys can see I've got a big stack of these pins here. So you just let me know which one you want. I got plenty of both of them, guys. You sure you don't want to pick one, werewolf or Dracula, dude? Before I move on, just say which one you want in the chat, and I'll put it to the side for you. Again, I'm going to go ahead and give away 3 more pins. I'd said 4, but we're going to go ahead and give away 3 more. If you guys want a Dracula or werewolf, either one's fine. I have plenty of both. Whatever's left over, I think I'll still have plenty left over, dude. So just say which one you want. Like I said, I've got 5 Draculas left and 4 werewolves left. So I'm totally good on whichever one you want. There will still be plenty left over for other things, for other giveaways. So what's up, Shock? Welcome back, dude. All right. Sorry, guys, catching up where I was. Okay, here we go. Titubas confessed that the evil specter attacked the girls, but she hastily added she's not acted on her own free will. She's been coerced. She's also admitted that she and other witches sailed through the air on wooden staffs or poles to perform the acts of sorcery. So that's where the whole wooden broomstick thing comes from. So just in case you guys a vampire, all right, guys, I got you a vampire to the side there, dude. So, guys, if you were wondering where the whole broomstick witch thing comes from, right here, guys. Salem Witch Trials is where it comes from. Where I got the book, I could not tell you, Vapor. You might check on Amazon. I could not tell you. I got this book when it first, this is the first edition, 2009. I got this when it first came out. I thought I got it when I was a kid, but I was mistaken. I must have got it when I was in my late teens. Because 2009, I would have been like 20, 21. So I think because the girl I was dating at the time knew about my waking nightmares and stuff, and she knew I liked the paranormal and stuff like this. She saw it and bought it for me because I didn't buy this. Somebody bought this for me. I just can't remember. I don't have a great memory, but I know that I got it a long time ago. So almost 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm sure Amazon would have it. If not, you may check your local bookstores. But all the information's right here on the side. You can see the book is there, the name of it. This is the exact book that I'm reading is the one that's in the picture. There's other versions of this book, I believe. But I will be doing another giveaway in about 10-15 minutes, guys. So I'm going to read on. I'm going to try to get through the Salem. I'm going to try to at least get through this chapter, which we don't have too much left. Hold on one sec, guys. Got to talk to my kids again. Hold on one sec. I have a camera up in the room I can talk to them on, so I just got to talk to them and say, hey, guys, cut it out, or I'm going to come back up there again. Cut it out, please. Okay. Moving on. So, Tituba certainly knew how to spin a gripping story. Whether she actually believed everything she was telling the magistrates has long been open to historical debate. More likely, she was shrewd enough to say what she knew her Puritan judges wanted to hear. However, her belief in witchcraft was certainly genuine, notwithstanding her presumed embellishments. It is also possible that Tituba experienced what Alice Dickinson described as hysterical hallucinations, and was convinced some of what she confessed was factual. The afflicted girls were present for Tituba's testimony, and they reacted in an outbreak of violent spasms as she began. Then they quickly calmed down as she spoke. Meanwhile, those in the crowded meeting house listened as Dickinson wrote in fascinated horror. I am about to come up there. I am serious. You better cut it out right now, Liam. Sorry, guys. The afflicted girls were present. Okay, fascinating horror. If that was Tituba's goal, she certainly succeeded. The naive and superstitious of Salem were stunned to hear a confession that the devil was doing his nefarious work right in their own village. The magistrates noted that Tituba had said there were 9 marks made in the devil's book. That meant 6 more witches were still loose, but who were they? Meanwhile, the accused woman faced more questioning over the next several days about their methods of witchcraft. The afflicted girls swore that the specters of 3 had tormented and injured them by pinching, pricking, biting, and almost choking them to death, in Dickinson's words. The closeness of living in a small town cut 2 ways. Beneath the veneer of polite and neighborly behavior, there often seethed resentments, jealousies, and frictions. Under the guise of blaming witchcraft, neighbor could accuse neighbor. In the case of Sarah Good, she had a reputation for uttering foul language and damning those who refused to give her a place to sleep. Now those who had been accursed by Mrs. Good were able to unburden themselves and gain a measure of vengeance. Several recalled their sheep, hogs, and cattle had fallen sick not long after being cursed by Sarah Good. Was it coincidental or something more sinister? Have fun. See ya, Jimmy Swag. Thanks so much, dude. Oh, you're still here? Appreciate it, dude. Awesome. Have fun. Where's Angel? I'll be here, bro. Gonna stream on Twitch, bro. Cool. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'll pick somebody in about 5 more minutes for another giveaway. For another pin giveaway. So far, we've given away 3 pins, a Dracula, and 2 of the werewolves. So, congratulations to those people. Cal, see Potato's comments? No, I might have missed them. Hold on one sec. Sorry, Potato. I was reading, dude. Van Helsing and Hugh Jackman. Yes, I have seen that movie. I like that. One of my favorite movies that I've seen that's kind of off and creepy but fun is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. If you guys have not seen that movie, you should see it. Whenever I heard about it, I was like, this is going to be the stupidest movie I've ever seen, but it's very well made. The action in it is awesome. It is a great, great movie. If you have not seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, go rent that movie. You will enjoy it. If you like horror style movies, you like Van Helsing and stuff like that, go watch Abraham Lincoln. Go rent or download or whatever Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. That is an amazing movie. A lot of fun. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. All right. In actuality, I liked it a lot. In actuality, most of the alleged incidents occurred either well before Good's present dilemma or were not related to anything she directly said or did. But that apparently mattered little in court, where such incidents were introduced as incontrovertible evidence of witchcraft. Incredibly, the judges simply believed that they were told what they were told. In early March 1692, the 3 accused women were sent to jail in Boston while their fates were decided. The jail's abysmal conditions took the ultimate toll on Sarah Osborne. She died in the dungeon in May. Meanwhile, Sarah Good and Tituba remained imprisoned. Salem Village was now abuzz with fear and worry about those among them who might be witches but were not yet identified. The community seemed on the verge of losing its collective mind, gripped by the terror of demons. March 11th, 1692 was a day of prayer and fasting in Salem. It was also the day young Ann Putnam screamed in pain, presumably another victim of witchcraft. Who could be responsible for this newest attack? When Ann Putnam accused a woman named Martha Corey, the villagers were shocked, for unlike the dubious reputations of Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba, Miss Corey was an upstanding member of the community and church. But Miss Corey had made a serious error in judgment when the witch hysteria gripped Salem. Highly skeptical of the afflicted girl's claims, she neither attended court appearances of the accused, nor did she want her husband Giles to observe them. Word of her inclination to disbelieve the accusations quickly spread through the village. Among some there were already rumors that perhaps Martha Corey was herself a witch. But still, most in the community and church remained incredulous at the very idea that someone of Miss Corey's standing might do the devil's work. Before church leaders would consider such an allegation, they thought it best to speak privately with her. However, in advance of confronting Miss Corey, the churchman questioned Ann Putnam for further details of what the specter had afflicted her looked like. Anne answered that she'd been unable to witness the apparition's manner of dress because Miss Corey momentarily blinded her. When 2 church officials, Ezekiel Cheever and Edward Putnam, no relation to Anne, arrived at the Corey house, she acted as if she'd been expecting them. "I know what you come for," she said. "You are come to talk with me about being a witch, but I am none. I cannot help people's talking of me," Miss Corey. Miss Corey informed that there had been a complaint made against her, and that the presence of mind to ask what her spectre had been wearing. Her tone suggested that she was skeptical of not only the hysterical building in Salem, but of witchcraft in general. It's also possible that Martha Corey felt she was in better position than the 3 women already tried because of her known piety and loyalty to the church. Hold on one sec. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. I'm back again. Wait, they had another movie with Abraham Lincoln versus zombies? Yeah, I didn't see that one. That one sounds... This one actually had like a well-known actor in it. I can't remember what his name is, but he's a well-known actor. And it's called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. Like I said, watch it if you haven't seen it. It's amazing. What she seemed to overlook, however, was that those who believed in witchcraft could rationalize... Actually, hold on one sec before I get too much farther. Cal, Seed, Potatoes, comments. Thank you, Vapor. Good movie. Wait, what is it called again? I've seen it pretty good. Versus Vampires. Oh, yes, it was really good. Oh, cool, Angel. No problem. When was it released? I would say in 2000s sometime. Like probably mid-2000s, late 2000s. Can somebody... hey, Naomi or Vanessa or Vapor, can you guys shoot him an IMDb link to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, if you don't mind? Just throw it in chat. I would super appreciate it. If you can. If not, then no worries. You were born in 2000? Dang, you're young. Are you 18 yet? That means you're turning 18. That's a big year for you, dude, if you haven't already turned 18. So what she seemed to overlook, however, was that those who believed in witchcraft could rationalize even exemplary behavior as the work of Satan. I'm only 18. Cool. Oh, no, you're good. If you can't, no worries. The two visiting officials were ready with a quick retort to Corey's defense. Even witches could steal their way into the church. Excuse me. The men were not unlike others in the congregation. Their suspicions were aroused that she was a witch. On March 21st, 1692, Martha Corey was arrested. Only the day before she had attended Sunday services in church, disregarding whispers about her because she was certain of her innocence. Also in church were some of the afflicted girls. When they saw Miss Corey, they had several sore fits, which did something to interrupt my first prayer, wrote visiting minister Reverend Deodat Lawson, who had led the church prior to the appointment of Samuel Paris. Let me read. When people start hating on you because you're young. Hey, you're good, bro. I feel old. In 2000, I was 3 years old. In 2000, I was 14 years old. So, I'm older than that. Maybe 15, depending. This had not been a peaceful weekend for Lawson. On Saturday evening, he had stopped by the Paris family home. There, he later wrote, he'd witnessed 12-year-old Abigail have a grievous fit. She was at first hurried with violence to and fro and crying. Presently after, she said, "There is goodwife nurse," and said, "Do you not see her? Why, there she stands." Reverend Lawson observed several demonic outbursts that weekend. The one in the church also witnessed by the congregation was especially distressing, for it interrupted Sunday services, the most solemn occasion of the week. At another point, Abigail screamed out during worship, "Look where Goodwife Corey sits on the beam, suckling her yellow bird between her fingers." Ann Putnam quickly joined in, claiming she saw a yellow bird atop Reverend Lawson's hat placed near the pulpit. The girls who had brought the accusations had to be aware that the entire village was watching them in awe and anguish. Never before had these young girls, or for that matter, any Puritan children, been the center of such attention. Boys and girls in Puritan society were meant to be inconspicuous. The children were already so frightened and hysterical that they were not wholly responsible for their actions, wrote Dickinson. But these girls were now in an unprecedented spotlight, and with the attention came, as Dickinson explained, an awful power. Of course, only the afflicted girls could see the specter of Miss Corey and her supposed familiar, the yellow bird. To everyone else present, the specter was invisible, but to the fearful and superstitious Puritan mind that had no doubt about the reality of witchcraft and the danger of the devil, it was nearly impossible to believe these innocent children were lying. Could they have fabricated these events? Historians have long disagreed, and there is no way of arriving at an absolute conclusion about their claims. On Monday, Martha Corey faced the magistrates and was interrogated at the meeting house. She appeared self-assured, her responses were clear. Asked whether she had tormented the girls through witchcraft, she answered without hesitation, no. Next, she was asked if she was not responsible. Who was? I do not know. How should I know? I'm a gospel woman, Miss Corey answered. The afflicted girls present immediately screamed, "Gospel witch! Gospel witch!" Ann Putnam added that now she saw Miss Corey's specter and another unidentified woman invoke the devil. Ooh. In 2000, I was 5. You guys are all so young. In 2000, you were 19. Dang, Naomi, you're older than I am. I thought you were younger. No worries, though, because you're still awesome. Let me see. Spectre and okay. Martha Corey was quick to reply, "We must not believe these distracted children." But the girls showed no signs of calming down. At one point, court transcripts indicated that Miss Corey bit her lip, likely from the stress and fright of her predicament. At the exact same time, the girls loudly screamed and they were being nipped. As Corey held her hands so her fingers tightened, no doubt from nervousness, the girls hollered in pain. Then one of them yelled aloud that she saw a black man murmur something to Miss Corey. Although whatever specter or apparition the girls claimed to see was not visible to anyone else, their cries and contortions were sufficiently convincing that Martha Corey was ordered to join the 3 other women in jail. Hold on one sec, guys. I think my son needs me to help him in the restroom. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. When I come back, I'll do another drawing for you guys. So make sure you're still here, leaving comments in chat so you guys can win another pin. So hold on one sec. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Welcome, guys. All right, guys. Yeah, these accounts make for good reading. I like this type of stuff. Like I said, I just mainly wanted to read with you guys, hang out. All right, guys. Good for this time of year. Blindly going to pick somebody else for a pin winning. If you do not want it, say next or don't want or whatever. If you do want it, tell me which one you want. You can either have Dracula, right up here, guys, Werewolf, or Dracula. So just let me know, guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Something. All right, guys. Eyes closed. Finger pointing. I've got Nightbot. So Nightbot won, guys. Nightbot is the winner. No, I'm going to have to do it again. So I pointed at Nightbot. Hold on one second. Let me try this again. All right, guys. Eyes closed. Fingers pointing. All right, Naomi Hunter. You are a winner of a pin. Naomi, if you want a pin, I do not mind shipping it to you. I know you're overseas. I will try to. I'm going to ship it to you by tomorrow morning or Monday. So hopefully, as long as the post doesn't take forever, you should have one by the end of the month. So, Naomi, let me know whether you would like a Dracula or a werewolf, or if you don't want one, just say pass, or that you don't want one, and I'll move on to the next person. Let me know in chat. I'll wait for your response, Miss Naomi Hunter. Congratulations. I just want to say congratulations. All right, hold on one second. All right, Naomi, a werewolf for you. I've got one right here, either on Discord or on my social media, all in the description. Just shoot me a message with the address to ship it to, Naomi, and I will get it shipped out by Monday morning at the latest. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Let's move on, guys. We're almost done with this chapter. I was watching Post Malone on Jimmy Fallon the other night, so he was in my mind. He's totally a different person than I would have ever thought he was. I did not know, for one, that he was a white dude that grew up as a nerdy white dude and then decided to go into rap and stuff like that. I never would have thought it. Okay, cool, Naomi. Sounds good. Yeah, he was fun to watch. He's an interesting guy. So if any of you guys watched Jimmy Fallon, he was on Jimmy Fallon the other night. Yeah, he is really cool. He's really fun. Like I said, he was a totally different person than I thought than I ever could have expected him to be. All right, let's see where we're at here. Sorry, guys, I gotta find where I was. Okay. Martha Core was quick to reply, "We must not believe these distracted children," but the girls showed no signs of calming down. At one point, court transcript indicated that Miss Corey bit her lip. I'm going to read this part again. Likely from the stress of the fright of her predicament. At the exact same time, the girls loudly screamed that they were being nipped. As Corey held her hands so her fingers were tightened, no doubt from nervousness, the girls hollered in pain. Then one of them yelled aloud that she saw a black man murmur something to Miss Corey. Although whatever specter or apparition the girls claimed to see was not visible to anyone else, their cries and contortions were sufficiently convincing that Martha Corey was ordered to join the other 3 women in jail. The witchcraft hysteria was gaining strength, and the news that Abigail Williams had seen the specter of Rebecca Nurse quickly made its way throughout Salem Village. Many citizens wondered about the accusation against Nurse. Nothing about her fit their conception of a witch. She was liked and respected, a kind of woman with a large and loving family. Her husband owned a considerable amount of land, and they lived on a comfortable farm, but not everyone approved of the Nurse family. Some in Salem were resentful of the Nurse's position and affluence. What also may have worked against them was that they were private people, not given to excess sociability. Worst of all, the Nurses were among the minority of villagers skeptical of the afflicted girl's claims. To many in Salem, that attitude suggested a lack of sympathy for the accursed children. I like these kind of streams. Keep it up, Cal. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys all being here, watching, hanging out with us. We've got, let me see how many pins I've given away so far. So I've given away 4 pins, guys, so far. So we still have 2 more pins to give away. I'm only a few pages left. Let me see. How many pages? I'm more pages than I thought I was. Goodness gracious, this is a long chapter. These chapters are long. Okay, so I may not finish this chapter today, guys, because these chapters are long. Like, this chapter is over 100 pages by itself, or like probably like 80 pages by itself. So I'll read for you guys for just see you, Cherry On. Oh, thank you so much, Cherry On. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on the win. Back in classes. Back in class. Cool, man. He's chilled. He's a chill dude, to be honest. Let me see. I gotta go. Be safe, everyone. I might be back. Cool something. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. All right, guys. I'm gonna keep reading. We'll just call. I'll end at page 85, which is 2 pages from now. So, the accusation that girls had seen Mrs. Nurse Spector was sufficient grounds to bring the elderly woman with poor hearing before the magistrates for questioning. In late March, Rebecca Nurse faced her accusers in the village meeting house. The afflicted girls were present and displayed their usual fits, contortions, and shrieks, and blamed Miss Nurse for causing their agony. As if the girls' accusations weren't enough, Nurse now faced a new allegation from young Ann Putnam's mother, Ann Sr. Both Mr. and Mrs. Putnam swore that Rebecca Nurse had enticed them to the wickedness, and also hurt the elder Ann Putnam. Miss Nurse must have been bewildered by the turmoil and the charges against her, for she protested, insisting she was not guilty. That only spurred her, the emotionally unstable Ann Putnam Sr. to angrily hurl more accusations. "Did you not bring the black man with you? Did you not bid me to tempt God and die?" Miss Putnam cried out. Hold on one sec, guys. My wife is calling me. 1 second. What's up? I'm trying to read. I'm sure you obviously know that, but you're calling me in the middle of it. So, but I will call you back. Because I thought you saw my live stream. But I'll call you back. Bye, I love you. Sorry, guys. I had to tell my wife. I thought she knew what was going down. Alright. "Oh, Lord, help me," Rebecca Nurse pleaded. Whether truly hysterical or acting for attention, the commotion that ensued in the meeting house approached the surreal. The girls wasted no time demonstrating frightening cries as they threw themselves into more contortions, and convulsions. Magistrate John Hawthorne chose to accept the girl's performance as evidence of Rebecca Nurse's guilt. "Do you not see what a solemn condition these are in?" he inquired. "When your hands are loose, the persons are afflicted," he said tersely. Hawthorne noted that Miss Nurse did not cry. The belief in the 17th century and earlier was that witches did not have the normal capacity to shed tears. Nurse replied that she was deeply affected emotionally as others were. However, she preferred not to display her feelings. The magistrate continued his pointed questioning, the implication being that Miss Nurse was guilty unless the girls and Miss Putnam were lying. "I cannot tell what to think of it," Rebecca Nurse answered. The magistrates again hammered away at the allegation that Miss Nurse's spectre inflicted harm upon her accusers. "I cannot help it. The devil may appear in my shape," Nurse replied. Meanwhile, the girls stepped up their aberrant behavior. They cried out that they saw a black man talking to Miss Nurse, and also claimed they saw birds encircling the elderly woman. Whichever way Rebecca Nurse turned, the girls imitated her movements. Then another of the bewitched, Mary Walcott, spoke up to say she had also seen Nurse's apparition, and further, Miss Nurse had contributed to the deaths of other Salem residents. Those in the meeting house became so agitated that it was difficult to even hear or follow the proceedings. When the court finally calmed down, Rebecca Nurse was sent to Boston jail. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you, Potato. Thank you, Vanessa, and everyone else. Vapor, thank you so much, guys. Actually, you know what? We'll do another, because I've only got 2 more pages to read. I'm going to go ahead and do another giveaway. So, closing the eyes and going to point. Whoever is the winner, if you don't want it, just let me know. If you do, just let me know whether you want a wolf or a Dracula pen. So, all right, guys, here it goes. Potato. Oh, Potato already won one, so we got to do it again. All right, guys, eyes closed, finger pointing. All right, Vanessa A. Vanessa A, you are a winner of a pen. So thank you so much, Naomi. I'm trying to find another horror book that I have. I can't find it anywhere. It's called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It was one I read when I was a little kid, and it is creepy. The pictures are what are more creepy than the Thank you so much, Vanessa. Vanessa, you won the pen, so just let me know if you want one. If you do, just whether you want Dracula or Wolf. And I only have one more Wolf left to give away, so if she picks, well, let me know here in chat whether you want a Dracula or Wolf, so I can make sure to put one to the side for you. I only have one more Wolf to give away. This is my last Wolf, and then I have plenty of Dracula. So if she picks a Wolf, guys, then whoever wins in the last one will unfortunately have to get a Dracula because I only have one more Wolf I can give away. For this giveaway. So then I'll do another giveaway, some other thing that I'll give away some Draculas. So, Vamp, cool. All right, I'll take a Vampire. All right, so I still have, so whoever wins next, you'll have the choice of a Wolf or a Vampire. Yes, Naomi, we just actually got a book. We were at a flea market, and I got a really, really cool book of all different types of horror-style stories. H.P. Lovecraft, The Raven, stuff like that. I have to ask my wife where that's at because they're all short stories. They're all not like super, super long, so I might have to read that one to you guys too sometime this month if I can finish this book. So, yes, I do love that. I'm excited for the Call of Cthulhu. It's a video game. It was supposedly supposed to come out at the end of October, but I think they pushed it back to December because now I see the release date is set for December and not October. So, let me see here. Okay, so we're back, and Miss Nurse, unfortunately, has now been put in Boston jail with the other supposed witches. So, fire and brimstone sermons, the fear of lurking demons, and rumor mongers created a terribly troubled atmosphere in the village. Satan is representing his infernal forces, and the devil seems to come armed, mustering around us, cautioned the Reverend Lawson. In other words, the devil had to be rooted out, and that included the witches who were in league with him. Do all that in you lies to check and rebuke Satan, Lawson exhorted the townspeople about the dangers of the invisible world. But he added this caution, which apparently few bothered to heed at the time. The villagers should not accuse people lightly. After all, the devil could take the form of someone who was blameless. The Dunwich Horror is one of my favorites by him. I'll have to check it out. I have a whole book. Hey, welcome back, Vapor. Did I win? No, Vapor, but we still have one more to give away. So keep those chat messages coming, guys, because with those chat messages gives you a better chance of winning. So if you haven't won, make sure you're posting in chat as much as possible, Because that's what Mr. Something was doing earlier. He was talking like crazy in chat, and that's how he won. Because he was only, whenever I went to point, there was only like maybe 3 chats in between him. So, but welcome back, Vapor. So, perhaps the most bizarre and certainly most unjust arrest on charges of witchcraft was that of a 5-year-old child. The people of Salem and the magistrates whose duty it was to determine guilt or innocence came dangerously close to the brink of collective insanity with the arrest of Dorcas Good, the daughter of Sarah Good. Little Dorcas confessed that she, like her mother, was a witch. The child told the court that her familiar was a snake that sucked out her blood and showed the magistrates a small red mark on her hand, probably an insect bite or blood blister. Once the judges saw the blemish, they ordered 5-year-old Dorcas Good to jail. Fear and suspicion had swept over the village like a wave, and few people had been able to resist it. Noted author Alice Dickinson, but what of those who remained subornedly skeptical of the whole business? One of them was a hard-working farmer named John Proctor. He'd grown angry after the public displays by the afflicted girls, and particularly upset that one of them was Mary Warren, whom he had employed as a domestic. Proctor's solution was to give the allegedly afflicted girls whippings. He remarked sardonically that if the girls were allowed, everyone would be branded devils and witches. But Proctor's opinion was decidedly of the minorities, and the Salem village was as close to frenzy as the Puritan community had ever come. Yeah, I'll have to check it out, Naomi. That sounds awesome. T-Series. Pewds. What's Pewds? I don't know what that is, Neo. Rebecca Nurse's sister, Sarah Cloyce, was understandably distressed about the accusations against Rebecca. Sarah had no doubts about the reality of witchcraft, but her own sister... Sorry, my cat's going crazy. But her own sister, a witch. That, she knew, was outrageous and untrue. In early April, when Cloyce attended Sunday church services, deeply troubled about her sister's plight, she heard the Reverend Paris make a biblical reference that was clearly an implication about Rebecca being in league with the devil. In a fit of anger, Sarah Cloyce left the meeting house, banging the door as she exited, so that everyone present heard the noise. It didn't take long for the afflicted girls to claim they witnessed the specter of none other than Miss Cloyce. Then the girls accused John Proctor's wife, Elizabeth, of bewitching them, claiming they'd seen her apparition. John Indian, Tituba's husband, also alleged Cloyce used sorcery to harm him. But in court she stood her ground. "When did I hurt thee?" she demanded to know. "A great many times," John Indian answered. "Oh, you are a grievous liar," Cloyce replied. I will, Naomi. I'll check it out. Oh, PewDiePie, the famous YouTube streamer or whatever. I didn't know Pewd was the the short for PewDiePie, but yes, I know. I've heard of him. I've not watched any of their streams. I don't watch larger YouTube streamer streams unless it just shows up on my Facebook or something like that, guys, because they don't really support people that follow them that often. There's a few of them that do, but mostly it's, I mean, your chances of getting anything from anything like that are not very high. I just realized I have the gaming PC giveaway thing on here twice. Hold on one sec, guys. Let me delete this one. There we go. How many of these do I have on here? Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. He's not a streamer? I don't know who. Like I said, I don't know. I just heard the name, dude. So, I don't know. I don't know. Asked by Reverend Paris, the girls answered predictably that they witnessed ceremonies in which the devil gave the Eucharist or Holy Sacrament to several sorceresses, including Sarah Good and Sarah Cloyce. Hearing the accusations from young Abigail Williams, Miss Cloyce collapsed, and the afflicted girls reacted by mocking her. The meeting house burst into a commotion while the girls convulsed in fits and spasms. When John Proctor attempted to hurry to his wife's side, the girls also pointed to him. Inevitably, once the accusations were made, the two women were arrested. By now, a panel of 5 more judges from Boston who joined Salem's magistrates, Hawthorne and Corwin, questioned the 2 newest suspected witches. By the time the court session was completed, Sarah Cloyce and John and Elizabeth Proctor were bound for jail. Whether intentional or not, the fact that judges from a higher court in Boston came to Salem elevated the controversy to a new level. No longer only a matter of village business, the mania became news that gripped the entire Massachusetts colony. lesser known ghost stories. Cool, Naomi. I'll have to check. Like I said, I'll have to check that one out that you mentioned. So, Neo, if PewDiePie is not a streamer, what does he do, dude? I have no idea who that is. Is he a gamer? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Later in April, there were 4 more arrests on charges of witchcraft. Bridget Bishop, Abigail Hobbs, Martha Corey's 8-year-old husband. What? Oh, 80-year-old husband. Martha Corey's 80-year-old husband, Giles Corey, and John Proctor's servant, Mary Warren, herself, one of the tormented girls. The apprehension of Warren raised eyebrows. She'd been one of the afflicted. Why would she now be arrested? Likely she had been badly shaken by the jailing of the Proctors for whom she'd worked. Her behavior became erratic and confused when she spoke of her own experiences as a victim. When I was afflicted, I thought I saw the apparitions of 100 persons, she testified, but once recovered, she was uncertain if what she saw was real. When the other afflicted girls got wind of Mary's doubts, they moved quickly to squelch her loose talk by claiming she had also bewitched them, and as well signed the Devil's Book. Yeah, it's sad the hysteria cost so many lives. He does videos. Okay. This book is awesome. Yes, Angel, I like it too. It's pretty cool. All right, guys, keep those chats coming because I only got this next. I've got one more. I'm partway through this page. I got this page to read, and then I'm going to do my last giveaway and end the stream for now. Mary was brought into court later in April and took only a momentary look from her toward the other girls from them to surrender to another round of fits and screams. Hold on one sec, guys. Stop it right now, Liam. Whatever you're doing to make her cry, stop it. Lacey, I'm going to come up there. When Mary was asked how she went from one who was afflicted to now being accused, her answers were somewhat muddled and contradictory. Seeing John Indian and another woman cry, she became emotionally overwhelmed. This was no act on Mary Warren's part. She was genuinely terrified and became so hysterical that she was removed from the court and remanded to jail. Several weeks later, she was still suffering seizures and admitted to being a witch, but blamed John and Elizabeth Proctor, among others, for her misfortune. By confessing, Mary probably saved her own life. She was freed and again was considered one of the afflicted. Typically, those who confessed to being witches were spared the gallows, even if they admitted to something they'd never done. Those who maintained their innocence were invariably convicted and condemned to Gallows Hill. Fingers crossed. Keep those chats coming, guys. Like I said, we've got just a little... Hold on one sec, guys. I have to go check on my daughter. She's crying, so I've got to make sure she's fine. I'll be right back, and I will read this last page and do the giveaway. Hold on one sec, guys. And I'm back. Welcome, guys. Sorry. Thank you for being here. Sorry, guys. Had to deal with my kids. All right. When Bridget Bishop, Abigail... Oh, crap. Oh, no, this is right. Okay. Those who maintained their innocence were invariably convicted and condemned to Gallows Hill. When Bridget Bishop, Abigail Hobbs, and Giles Corey were questioned, both Bishop and Corey insisted they were not guilty of witchcraft. But their pleas were in vain, for when the accused merely glanced at the bewitched, the girls fell into an outburst of fits and contortions. Thank you. Hey, Cheryl, how's it going? Welcome. Again, guys, keep the chats coming if you haven't won, because the more chats, guys, the more likely you are to win the last pin giveaway. If you're new to the chat, we're reading The Haunting of America, as well as I'm giving away Werewolf and Dracula pins up here. Werewolf and Dracula pins. I have one more left to give away for this reading. So... just keep the chats coming, guys. Like I said, it raises your odds of being the one chose if you don't already have a pin. Keep the chats coming anyway, but I appreciate that. All right, guys. Abigail Hobbs posed an interesting case. Unlike the other defendants, she bragged that she had sold her body and soul to the old boy, a reference to the devil. She told the judges that she did practice witchcraft, attended meetings of sorcerers, and drank red wine with red bread. Needless to say, Hobbs was jailed along with the others. During her confession, she implicated no less than 9 more people. Before April was over, arrest warrants were out for Abigail's parents, William and Deliverance Hobbs, Susanna Martin, and Mary Esty, the sister of Rebecca Nurse, and Sarah Cloyce, who were already in jail on witchcraft charges. Shaken by her arrest and interrogation by the magistrates, Deliverance Hobbs began to question her own sanity. Could she have been a witch and not realized it? Rattled and overwhelmed, she soon confessed to practicing sorcery and offered names of other alleged witches in the village. Her husband, William, outraged by the courtroom spectacle, insisted he was innocent of charges, that he was a wizard. That was sufficient to send him to jail in Boston. So pretty much what's going on, guys, all these people are... one person gets announced that they're a witch either by their own doing or by one of these girls who's having these fits of rage and stuff and pointing at people and saying they're witches. And then when they get accused of being a witch, these people, they decide to bring other people down with them. So somebody says, okay, this girl's a witch, Sarah Hobbs is a witch or whoever, and she goes, well, if I'm a witch, then these 5 other people are witches. So it's just this giant, yeah, this is a good book. This giant outrage of all these people being accused of witches, and then some they're losing their minds because of what's going on. They're being thrown in jail or probably going to die over something they're not doing, so they're going crazy. And by going crazy and losing their minds, they're now showing signs that they're most likely a witch. So it just adds to the flame. And I mean, this is terrible, guys. This would be a terrible time to live in and have to deal with this crap. I mean, this is crazy. It's like a situation of the old you read, just situations of little kids, especially when little kids say and point that somebody did something bad to them or did this or did that. It's hard not to believe them. They're kids, They maintain their innocence. So if they're saying that this person cast a spell on them or they did this or that, and they're throwing these fits and acting crazy and having these weird fits of rage and stuff, it fuels the flame. And these people are freaking out, man. They are losing their minds. And, I mean, they're throwing, like I said, just threw 9 more people into jail that most likely were innocent and weren't doing any type of witchcraft, but now they're in jail for witchcraft and wizardry. Pretty crazy. So next, Mary Etsy was questioned. Although she remained in control of her emotions, her fate was as the others. She was jailed. On the other hand, Susanna Martin apparently did not take the court proceedings seriously and even chuckled at one point. She doubted the afflicted girls despite their demonstrations of torment. They may lie for aught, I know, she told the magistrates. As she was being taken to jail, she remarked, a false tongue will never make a guilty person. When a short time later, Etsy was freed from the dungeon, her deportment so impressed officials, even they suspected she was not guilty. But her freedom was short-lived. Whether genuinely fearful or simply malicious, the afflicted girls grew hysterical, especially Mercy Lewis, who became so gripped by fits that she frightened many villagers. When she cried out Mary Etsy's name, the poor woman was sent back to jail. Before April was over, word was that one of the witches was a minister. Ann Putnam Jr. claimed she'd witnessed a specter of a clergyman who tormented and attempted to suffocate her, then enticed her to sign the Devil's Book. Who was this diabolical man of cloth? Anne said the phantom identified himself as the Reverend George Burroughs, once the minister in Salem Village, who in the past had a disagreement with a relative of the Putnams. Animosity then grew between Anne's parents and the Reverend, known to have been abusive to his former wives. Burroughs' experiences in Salem Village several years prior to 1692 had largely been unpleasant. A number of villagers had not warmed to him. He had had difficulty receiving salary owed him, and his wife had died. When Burroughs left Salem, he moved to Wells, Maine, took a position as a minister, and also remarried. But Ann Putnam Jr. certainly remembered him, although he'd been gone from Salem Village for some time. Her imagination was apparently in overdrive, or she was genuinely frightened, for Anne now claimed that 2 ghosts materialized to tell they'd been slain by the Reverend Burroughs. The apparitions were those of ministers' late wives, both long passed on. Anne alleged that other ghosts came to her saying the same thing. No, not the Devil's Book. All right, guys. All right, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to stop reading there, guys, and give away the last pin for this reading. If you win, you have a choice, but still between the wolf or the Dracula. So I've got Dracula and wolf. So, all right, guys, here we go. So far, we've given away 5 pins. This is our last one, and we're going to stop here, guys. So eyes are closed. I'm going to point at chat. So keep those texts coming, guys. Right now, texts coming. And I'm going to point at chat, and one lucky person is going to get this last pin, and we will mail it to you in the mail. We've already given away 5. So, again, you can see the pins above my image here, my webcam. So here we go, guys. Fingers pointing randomly in chat. Hold on, I got to find my TV here. Oh, sorry, guys. I chose Nightbot again. All right, try again here, guys. Keep the chats coming. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Angel Sword. Angel Sword, you are the winner of our last pin. Congratulations. Congratulations. Way to go, guys. Angel Sword, you are the winner of the last pin. Please let me know, Werewolf. Okay, so Angel Sword got our last Werewolf pin for this chat, guys. Our last pin for the giveaway here. Thank you so much, guys, for being here, for hanging out with us, for letting us read to you. I hope you guys had a good time. We will be doing another reading probably next week, and we'll try to get through another. We almost got through this chapter. We'll finish this chapter and try to get through another chapter. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for being here. We'll also do a giveaway, so you guys know, in all these readings we will be doing. Oh, you want to nominate for someone for your pin? Yeah, that's totally fine, Naomi. Who do you want to nominate? That's totally fine. I'll let you give your pin to someone else. It has to be a Dracula, because that's all I've got left, though. I think you said Dracula, right, Naomi? A vampire? Or if you said werewolf, I'll have to look through the chats. Whichever one you said, that's the one I have for you here. So I'm going to go through the chats afterwards and pull everybody's things. So who do you want to nominate, Naomi? I'll let you give away your pin to whoever. Yes, thank you, everybody, for liking, guys. If you didn't like it, please like the thing. Vapor, werewolf. Okay, Vapor, you get a werewolf. Unless you want a Dracula, I can switch it out for Dracula because I do have plenty of those. I just don't have any more werewolves to give away. So you can either have a Dracula or a werewolf, Vapor. Yeah, send it to me on Discord or on any of my social medias. So, Vapor, would you like a werewolf or would you like me to switch that over to a vampire? Pen, dude. Vampire or... Which one? Which one? Is Vapor still here? Did he leave? Vapor or Alex. Cheryl, text your brother. Say, what's up, dude? Thank you, werewolf. Okay, cool. So we'll keep it werewolf. Vapor, send me your details either via Discord or any of my social media, dude. I know you're on my Instagram. But I'm going to end the chat there, guys. Send me your details. I'll go through chat and see what everybody said they wanted. And I have it here. Cool Potato, we are ending the chat, dude. Again, I will look through my social media. Guys, send me a message on either social media or Discord. And we'll get you taken care of, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, sorry, Potato. I had to end it. My kids are getting a little bit crazy, so I can only do so much. But thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button. If you did not, hit that like button. Yes, thank you so much, Naomi. Thank you, Vapors. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, everybody else who came into chat, guys. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I had fun reading to you guys. And yes, I'll be streaming a game later on tonight, Potato. I'll be streaming some kind of game. I actually downloaded a new horror game for VR, so we might play that. Or I may play just a regular game on non-VR that's horror related. I'm thinking about doing Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy. I'm thinking about doing Resident Evil VR, so that should be fun. Resident Evil 7 for VR. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. Vapor, send me your details on either Discord or social media. Guys, you are awesome. Please hit that like button if you did not. When the stream is done, if you don't mind, if you have time to go through and just throw some comments on the thing, because your comments here don't show up. I don't know why YouTube doesn't do that, just probably because it'd be too crazy. But if you guys don't mind throwing some comments on the video after it's all said and done, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us, guys. I will be doing Resident Evil 7 live stream, the VR side of it later on. That should be terrifying. I've heard that's probably one of the best VR games for when it comes to horror that's out. So that should be a fun one for you guys. Thank you for being here. I love you all. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hit that like button if you haven't hit it yet, guys. I have Evil Within 1 and 2, Angel Sword. I do plan on playing one or both of those this month. So thank you, Cheryl. I love you guys, too. You guys are awesome. And I had fun. And like I said, I'll be doing another reading sometime this month. We'll try to finish this book, or at least finish a few chapters in this book for the month of October. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend. I'm sure I'll see you guys on some of my live streams. I had fun. And again, if you did not send me your details on the pins, send me your details via Discord or via social media. Thank you, Naomi, for giving away your pin. That was awesome. And you guys have a good one. And we'll see you soon.